We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Hi.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about what to do when you can't find a property. And that doesn't mean you're getting in your car and you can't find it.
No.
You lost
Although
it.
that happens too. No.
What this means is you can't find it on the internet,
Yeah.
and we'll get into it here in a second. But the whole gist of this is that, if you can't find a property in parcel facts, it's because the assessor, like 99% of the time, the assessor data is bad. So the assessor can't find it either.
Yeah. It doesn't mean like it's bad data. It's like they just don't have it.
It's just
it doesn't exist.
It's incomplete.
And they aren't able to.
They're just behind the times.
Yeah. There's like no GIS or there's no way to, nobody has it.
Right.
It's kind of funny. I was going to say something funny.
They're good
too.
at sending you a tax bill, though.
Oh, yeah, they do that. They're good at finding you there. We don't know where your property is, but we know where you are. And you owe us $100. That's awesome. That's so good. Oh, boy, that makes me think of something else, too. Like,
Go ahead.
Just, you're welcome. The taxes.
Oh, man.
For those of us who are paying taxes and property taxes and paying hefty property taxes, you're welcome. Sorry.
In California, when you buy a house, you get taxed at about 1.25% of the price that you pay. So the property, rather than have these strange concepts of millages and assessed value and all of that happen all over the country, California uses the purchase price to set it. And so it's a little known fact that California's property taxes are among the lowest in the country from a percentage standpoint. The problem is that the houses are so damn expensive that their percentages are low, but the dollars are high.
Yeah.
Like Jill and I just looked at a house that we were thinking about buying as a primary residence to retire in, and the taxes are like $80,000 or $90,000 a year. Mm-hmm. So
it's nuts.
I don't even
I know when I
it's
see
not-
$5,000
it's not about
property tax
taxes.
a month, I'm like, that's not bad.
We should do a whole show on this.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
If you locked your property in, there's this thing called Prop 13. If you bought a property before 1978,
This
I
is
think,
Jill's
76 or
rant
78,
again.
you locked your property taxes in for life. There's a cap. They only can go up 2% a year. So if you're new, we pay for everybody else.
Yeah.
We're paying for everyone on our block.
I know, exactly. Pretty much. They get trash and the streets swept and everything
All on
because of us. Yeah.
Because we were talking to one of our neighbors and he said this sentence, I'll never forget it as long as I live. Well, if it wasn't for Prop 13, I couldn't afford to live here. And to which I said, some version of, that's the whole freaking point. Maybe you shouldn't live here if you can't afford it.
All right. Yeah, it's your rant.
Oh,
All right.
God.
We'll go.
All right. Anyway.
Thank you.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the LandInvestors.com online community. It's free.
Jesse asks, what's the best avenue to find a mentor? I already have properties under contract and I need some advice on help going forward with my options. To which I say, here we are.
Oh, that's the whole question?
Yeah, that was it. So I'm like, I'm actually confused. We're all right here. We have a huge online community. Let me back up. One of the things about Land Academy and why we're here, I know, and why people are so successful because they have told us, is because of the support that we have.
Yeah.
We have that free online community. Jump in there, ask away, and use the search because, that online community has been going since 2015. There is so much valuable content in there that, there's a real good chance whatever question or issue you have, somebody's probably already tackled it and it's there for you. So I'd say number one, start there. And if you don't find it, put it in there. Yeah. Hey, everybody, here's the issue. I'm looking at this property. Should I be concerned? Or how do I handle this? Whatever it is. And they will answer. So that's number one. Okay, I'm going to say I got two more if that's okay.
Yeah, here's why it's so important to utilize that resource. Yeah. Because eventually you're going to need partners if you're smart. And that opens the door for partnershiping deals.
That's true. That's
And
another good thing.
that there's no other group that I know of that is so pro partnership that as we are. Go ahead.
Exactly. And the second way for you to get help and mentoring is on our weekly calls. And who do you get it from? Us. Directly from us. If you've not been on our weekly calls, it's Thursday afternoons. We do one for Land Academy and we do one for House Academy every week. So jump on, ask some questions. We're all right there and we will help you. And then the third way, if you really, really want one-on-one attention, it's available. Just reach out to my team at support at Land Academy. They can hook you up, even with us.
Yeah.
And we'll help you, whatever it is.
I don't say this very often, but this is very appropriate to say it now. You have choices of where to get educated out there.
It's true.
There's not a whole heck of a lot of choices when it comes to land. But I will tell you this, we are the best.
Yeah.
By hands down the best. And so, you can buy a very expensive car that's made really well and it's worth it. Yeah. And that's how I kind of like to look at Land Academy. Jill and I have done a ton of deals. There's no replacement for experience. And then when you get involved with a group where people are actually doing it every month full time, making 6 and 7 digits at this every month, you're just not going to find another group like that. Yeah. You're not. They pop up once in a while, these groups, and that's okay. When you graduate from college or whatever, you don't stop learning. You don't just say, I only ever really wanted to get my education from Michigan State. I'm done learning for the rest of my life. You go other places and learn different stuff, and you grow as a person. So we're not saying this is the only place you should get any education forever. I'm just saying it's a very lot. We've worked these things out. Mm-hmm. Nobody's got the tools like we do, like Parcel Fact, or nobody owns a bulk mail company like we do. Nobody's got the experience that we have when it comes to providing data. There aren't very many data providers out there. And if there are people that are providing data, I can tell you they don't know how to use it.
Yeah. It was so cute the other day.
I don't mean this to sound like a commercial, but we're good at, this is the one thing we're good at.
Yeah. More than one. This is the best. But it was really cool the other day we were on someone else's show a couple weeks ago, and he's like, I've never talked to anybody that's done as many deals as you guys have. Yeah. You guys have. He's like, and I'm pretty sure you've probably seen it all. We're like, yep. He's like, got it. It was good.
Today's topic: what do you do when you can't find a property? This is the meat of the show. Let me tee this up, okay?
Well, I have something funny to say.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, go.
I cannot tell you in the beginning. There have been times I have to share, I was close to tears. I am not kidding. I have spent hours at times trying to find a stupid property.
Me too.
Like pulling my hair out. Like, what's wrong with me? Thinking it's me. It's not me.
It's not you.
But I'm like, what the heck? So I just wanted to share that I have personally, back in the day, been borderline tears over this issue. This is a big thing. Thank you.
So I'll set this all up. You send a bunch of mail out, you're getting phone calls back, and you're opening the mail, and you get signed purchase agreements back. And all of a sudden, you get one back, however it comes in on the phone or email or in the mail. You run over to Parcel Fact if you're like me. This is the highlight of my day, by the way. This is my favorite part of doing a deal, just to see what came back. And you type in the APN, the state county and the APN, and the big red thing comes up and says, we can't find it. That's not because Parcel Fact sucks. Parcel Fact is built on an API through CoreLogic. And CoreLogic has agreements with every single municipality, county, I should say. There's 3,144 of them in the country. And they have about 99% coverage. So consequently, we have 99% coverage. And what about the other 1%? This is really what we're talking about, why you can't find a property, because it's in that 1%. It's because the assessor data that all these tools are built on is non-compliant. Either CoreLogic or all the other providers. If CoreLogic can't find it, the other providers can't find it either, because the assessor is so much in the Stone Age when it comes to technology and knowing where these properties are and getting digitized, that they just don't provide any data. Right. There are some places, if you go on to Parcel Fact, I'll put it up on a screen right now, actually. you can see where the coverage is. And you can see that these white, again, if you're listening to this, you should just go, if you're really, really interested in this topic, go to the YouTube and just take a look. But you can see that the counties that are gray, they will be bringing them online in the future. The ones that are blue are already, this map's a little bit old. In 2019, all the other ones that have colors are brought on. And you can see it's very concentrated into the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and it's very concentrated in South Dakota, meaning there's not a lot of properties that, there's a bunch of counties that, for whatever reason, haven't gotten up to speed with providing lists and data, and spatial data specifically. So what do? You order the plat map.
That goes to my next thing.
Go ahead, Jill.
Okay, so my first and quickest and fastest resource, if you're a member here, is just jump into Title Pro. Sometimes I'm trying to think if RealQuest Pro has it. I don't know, but I know Title Pro does. Go into Title Pro and I will download. Usually it's in the property details, and I can get a plat map. And that's what I do. I love it. And then what I'll do, obviously I've got that in my hands now. I'm sitting. We talked about this on the show yesterday.
Yeah.
Sitting with that open and Google Earth Pro open, and I'm zeroing in and finding the property. And usually you can do that.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So do you want to add more to that?
Well, there's two types of property generally that we deal in land-wise. Property, we talked about this earlier this week. Subdivisions, which is like where you live, and they've been subdivided. They went through that whole process with the municipality, or properties that have been split. Mm-hmm. When they're split, the descriptions are usually rewritten, and the legal description looks like the northwest quarter of the southeast quarter of the township range, and so on. And so those can be a little bit trickier because they don't necessarily require a plat map, but you can use logic to find them out. There's a website called earthpoint.us that really helps. You can put in a legal description and it'll find the property in many cases otherwise. But again, we're talking about such a small percentage. Here's the good news. And I talked about it yesterday, real briefly. If you can't find the property, neither can anyone else. Right. And so there's a lot of people that just are lazy. And so maybe somebody got there before you and they said, I can't find this thing. I'm going to move on to the next one. Mm-hmm. So we have a deal right now where there are a lot of the properties we couldn't find. And I am finding them eventually with all these resources. They're starting to come back. And my jaw's on the desk because they're great properties. So high quality.
Exactly.
The owner didn't even know where they are.
Yeah.
It's a huge deal. It's a very large deal. Yep. So 9 times out of 10, if you can't find a property, that's darn good news.
Yep. And then my last thing, worst case scenario, if you have to, you could go to the county and get a reference and hire a surveyor to go out and do it. That I hate to, if you're if you're at that point, you want to build there. Usually that's why people are doing it. They know it. They need to go out and stake it and build there. But it is an option. It costs some money. I never even have to do that. The only time it has come up is I'll say I'll have buyers that want it staked, and I'm like, is it staked? I'm like, no. They put the sticks in the ground with the flags, and I'm like, really? So, and I've told them, I said, well, here's the deal. Actually, it is not. You're looking at the maps. You're looking at this. I said, now, and part of it is because we are famous for selling very inexpensively, and that's part of the deal. I'll say, look, if you really want me to hire someone to go out and stake it out, I absolutely will do that. But it's going to change the price. And trust me, it's cheaper if you take on that project. And every single person has asked has said, okay, thank you, got it. Because if I'm going to take the time, I'm going to add a little extra to it.
If you're younger than 35, you're saying this to yourself. Why the hell would anyone ever need a survey?
Right.
If you're older than 55, you're saying, why wouldn't you get a survey for every single property?
Correct. That's exactly right. It's exactly right.
We're in the middle, so I don't see any point to get a survey anymore unless you're going to build a house or build something on it.
Exactly.
Or maybe a road survey, but even then, you just laid a road in or something.
Exactly. It's good. Cool.
Join us next time for the interesting episode called "How to Add 6 Zeros to Your Offers" by Jill. What the heck is that?
I don't know. Aaron and I thought that was
6
we thought that was
zeros?
a good idea at the time, and I can share. I'm doing some of that. Wherever you're watching.
I had some questions. 6 zeros is like $1 billion.
We totally goofed up the end of the thing, by the way. Like, I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to say at this point. Oh, here we go. The Land Academy Daily Show remains commercial free for you, our loyal listeners. So wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening, please subscribe and rate us there. We are Steve and Jill.
Information
And inspiration
to buy undervalued property.